There's, thank you, Tonya. I forgot to record. So many of us are, yeah, oh, okay, sorry, I completely lost my track around that. Yeah, and so many of us get stuck into our heads and think that our heads are better and have a better idea than our soul. It's not true. It is absolutely not true. Our soul are the ones that our soul needs to make the decision. Our brain is there to help us plan. It's logical. And I love that, Kira. Yes, our soul's the energy living a human experience. Absolutely. So, and let's talk about nature versus nurture. So this is really huge, right? So how much you realize that how much we use our intuition has got everything to do with how we were raised. Everything. So how many of you ladies in here were raised religious? Just pop in the chat if any of you have been raised religious or if any of you were actually raised spiritual. Because most of us were not raised spiritual. Most of us had some kind of religion. And did you choose to step into your spirituality as you got older, into your adult years? Really interesting. There we are. Oh, no to both. Interesting. So what happens is when as we're a child born, babies are closer connected to soul than they are to body. They have only just come in and they actually don't have a consciousness. Their consciousness is not developed until they're 3. So everything they're getting is from the external world. Everything they are getting is from either soul, either from spirit, because they're so close to spirit, or it's from the adults that are in their life. And so what we're teaching our children as we grow up, and us as children, we have become our parents or the people that we're around the most. And if your parents were religious, that's what you're going to learn more, and you're not going to have the same kind of acceptance around your intuition and not have the same opportunities to be able to grow. Well, depending on where you are. If you haven't had any kind of spiritual upbringing at all, then that's harder for you to be able to develop that. But if you're raised to develop those skills, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to recognize those. So don't feel like, oh, I should know this already because I'm a spiritual person. No, the best developmental years that you can go through is your first 3 years of life. And that's, and here you are as an adult trying to navigate all these things that we're supposed to be natural at. That's why practice is so important. It's exactly the same as growing, like going to the gym and building your muscles. We're building our intuitive muscle every day. Okay. So, and of course, the other thing is too, our soul has a huge capacity to grow. That's why we're here. We're here to evolve. So we'll be talking more about how to develop and practice that a little bit later on. For religious. First experience at 20. Amazing. Huh? I love it. So many different backgrounds here, ladies. This is amazing. Okay, we're just going to click to the next one. So what I want to do now is I want to talk a little bit about me because, some of you know me, some of you don't know me so well. So I wanted to just give you a little background around who I am. So I'm Tanya and I was raised spiritual. So I was born into this world with very spiritual parents and 2 spiritual grandmothers. And so my parents both learnt to be spiritual from a young age, and then they taught us the same thing. So my 3 siblings and I were raised to every night we would meditate. Mum and Dad taught us how to meditate in our beds to help us to go to sleep at night. Dad used to give us healing when we were sick. And we used to have what we called our own circles where we used to do psychometry on each other. Who knows what psychometry is, right? Who understands psychometry? I'll be really impressed if you know what psychometry is. For those of you who have done my courses, you will know what that is. Yeah. So for me, it was just my way of life. I used to see souls all the time. I remember children jumping on my bed when I was sick. I remember, kids being in my room. It was just a normal part of my life. And my parents were always, I was never scared because mum would say to me, oh, they're here to help you get better. They just want to play with you. It was really, really nice. And then, of course, what happened was when I went to primary school, now I didn't have many friends, but the friends that I did have, they were really drawn to me, and I used to be like, they used to call me Dear Tanya. And that's because they used to ask me constantly questions around this kind of thing, like what advice with what was happening in their life. So I was always known as the person who would listen and the person who would give really good advice. Now, I don't know where this advice came from. It was just a part of who I was. And so, yeah, that's how I was known as Dear Tanya, which is really, really funny. So then what happened was my parents took me, I used to go to the spiritualist church with my parents. And then I got to about the age of 18 and I decided, hey, I was raised spiritual, but what if there's something better out there for me? What if this is actually not who I am? So I decided to drag my father, and my father was an incredibly open man. He loved having conversations with pastors and, people of all religions and cultures. Whenever we had the Jehovah's Witness and the Mormons come to our door, he'd invite them in, have a cup of coffee, and sit down and ask them all about their religion. It was, my poor old mother used to get embarrassed, but, he loved it. So I dragged my dad around to all these different churches. I said, come with me, Dad. I want to learn all about these churches. And I think I would have spent quite a few days, quite a few Sundays going around all these different churches, sitting in, listening to the sermons, dragging my father out again from all the conversations. And I got to that part of my life and I thought, no, this is not for me. I didn't like the man-made rules. I didn't like the fear base around it. It just didn't feel right for me. And so I walked away from there knowing that that was the way of my life and that was the way that I was going. So then what I did is I actually started growing and developing myself. I met a really beautiful woman through the spiritualist church and I joined her development group and I started growing my skills and I started growing my psychic abilities. I realized that I was actually really psychic. And so I started growing these. I really, really loved it. And then I moved away from the Wellington area. I moved up to Auckland and I started having a family, got married, had my first child in Auckland, and then moved to the Waikato and had my other 3 children. Now, in that time, of course, I didn't do a lot. I was still really developing myself. But what I did find was that I used to see a lot of spirits and I was terrified of them, which is really crazy. And this kind of confirms what I was saying before about if we don't develop those skills, they can become scary to us or the unknown. And so it's really important we plug in and we develop those skills. So I'd got to the point where I'd lost that childhood fascination with souls, knowing that they were okay, and started getting scared of them. I remember walking into a dark room, and there was an old lady standing there in front of me, and it freaked me out. But what I did was I developed that part of myself and learnt that it actually wasn't that scary. I went to a development group in the Waikato and I learnt how to do channeling and I learnt how to do rescue work. And I absolutely loved it. And that's when I realized that spirits aren't scary. They're here. They're with you because they're wanting help. They're asking for help. Most of them are lost and confused, and that a lot of them don't even know they've passed over. And so what we can do is we can help guide them to the other side. So that's what I learned. And then what I did was I stepped completely into my purpose. I realized that I loved teaching and I loved helping people. It was definitely my passion and definitely my purpose. Was that teaching was a big part of my purpose. And I started running a group myself and really, really enjoyed it. And then what happened? My marriage fell apart. My marriage fell apart. The kids and I moved back down here to Wellington and stayed in the Kapiti Coast. And it was the start of a new beginning for me. It was beautiful because it meant that I could start all over again and step fully into my purpose. And I met this beautiful woman called Tara. I actually invited her tonight and she couldn't come, but she was the one that pushed me into, hey, you need to start running some groups again, because it had been a while. I started this group in 2003. It got so big that I had to actually start a whole new group because there were too many people in this group. And that one got really big. So I was running 2 groups in unison. And what that did is it built my confidence in teaching and mediumship. And I ran those groups for a long time. And then after that, I just kept running groups on a constant basis, which I absolutely loved. During this time, I also met and married my twin flame. And before we got married, we met and then we separated. And in that time, I actually I astral traveled for the first time. And that was an absolutely incredible experience. The synchronicities, the alignment, the incredible growth that I had spiritually during that time of separation, 2.5 months, was mind-blowing. It just changed my whole world. And so I stepped out of that learning a lot about myself. Then what happened? We got back together again, we got married, and then I kept running groups. And then what happened was last year I had a massive crisis. 2 years ago now. I separated from my husband and I had a cancer diagnosis. And what did that do for me? That made me realize that my life was worth way more than what I realized. And I had no idea that what I was doing was not even my full potential. I thought that what I was doing was enough. But I was pushed and I was told, and I got a really big sign from the universe, that you are here because you have way more to do and you need to be teaching women how to grow their skills. This is your purpose. This is what you're here for. And I was really excited about that. So I actually started a local group here, and I realized that this is what I really love. And then I had a beautiful woman who I'm also invited and couldn't come tonight, who just tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey girl, I know how you can get this online. You give away so much value. I would really love to see you step into this online. And that's where I am right now. Sitting here, still pinching myself, going, wow, is this actually happening? Yes, this is happening, and I'm really excited about it. So here I am today. I'm a mum of 4. I'm a grandma of 2 and about to be a grandma of 4. I've got another 2 due in October and November, which is really exciting. I love, love, love dancing and music. They are they enhance my mood. So when I'm down, I put on music, I dance, I love it. It's beautiful. I'm very passionate about inspiring women to step into their full potential, whatever that looks like, in so many different ways. And that's why I love teaching so much, so that you can all be stepping into your purpose. Beautiful place to be. So this is where we introduce the beautiful Sin. Now, I know that Sin is actually not great tonight. She's got something going on with her teeth. She's got a really big toothache. So what I'm going to do is I would love to introduce her anyway, and then we've got her sister Tammy who's going to be speaking for her. So Cinnamon is a deeply intuitive woman who's always been connected to nutrition and food as a healing modality. She grew up in a somewhat unconventional environment between the original Gypsy Fair and a free-range childhood in the beautiful spaces of Waiheke Island. She draws on her natural intuition and spiritual awareness to help her offer a range of services to help people, with a focus on tarot and health readings as her specialty. So I'm just going to, Tammy, you are on, aren't you, darling?
I am, but I don't have anything to share from her in particular. If someone wants to send me through, is there something?
Can you do that, son? Can you send it to her, honey, please? And what I will do, let me know when you've got it, because we can move on in the meantime.
Yes. I mean, I can share a little bit about how the two of us kind of met you and everything.
Okay, what we might do, hun, is we might move on and we can just come back to Sin. But thank you anyway. Okay, let's talk about intentional intuition. Love this. So what is intentional intuition? How many of you default to stress, worry, doubt, anxiety, or fear when things go wrong? Pop in the chat. I know there's lots of you that do that. Love how this chat's going off. Yes, that was totally me. That's me every time. So, do any of you have had moments or times when you know that you're listening to your intuition, when you follow it? Any of you? Just pop in the chat. Okay. So tell me then, when you're feeling in fear or doubt, those negative emotions, when those negative emotions pop up, do you tap into your intuition then? I'm guessing here what you're going to say. Yeah. Yep. And this is the thing here. This is the thing. We don't trust our inner voice and we get stuck in our. So, one thing I just want to say about this is fear comes from the brain. Fear comes, those low vibing emotions come from the brain and make us worry and create anxiety. They're not actually a soul emotion. A soul emotion is peace and love. It's high vibing. Yeah. And so it's difficult for us when we're stuck in our heads to be in touch with our intuition. Okay, what happened there? Sorry, guys. So intentional intuition is being intentional about relying on your own inner wisdom. And here's the thing. Most of us, when we're in crisis, when we have things going on, we will go outside of ourselves for answers. What do? If we're sick, we'll go and see a doctor. If we're in a really difficult state, if we're confused or we're having a really difficult time, we'll go and talk to a friend, or we'll talk to someone else, or we'll go on the internet. We'll have a look at the answers on Google. How many of us do that and freak out even more? So what we're doing is we're going external instead of relying and trusting on your own inner voice. We always need to be going internally, because this is why we're more likely to listen to our brain than we are to listen to our soul and our intuition. So these things, when we look outside of ourselves, they can support us. Yes, they can. You know, if you go and have a reading, yes, it can help you. It definitely can help you grow. But we're not strengthening our own inner voice. And that's what we need to be doing here, is strengthening and trusting our own inner voice, where the magic is. So what does this look like? So tell me, when you are using your intuition, what does this look like for you? How are you feeling? For those of you who know, I panic. Yeah. Yeah, empowered. Great word. Fantastic word. We do feel empowered. And this is the other thing. It's all those beautiful, yeah, great, Daniela. It's all these beautiful high vibing emotions that we're feeling here. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so who finds, this is a really a question for some of you too. I don't know if any of you do this, but who finds answers as you wake up? So if you're going through something really difficult and you wake in the morning and you're like, you have an epiphany, you have a moment like, oh, okay, that's what I need to do. Yeah, I do too, Christy. And that's because I've trained myself to do this. And this is part of being intentional with your intuition, is you can train yourself to do these things. If you dream answers, yes, well, this is another way that we can do it. It's perfect. Okay. So that's because when we wake up, we're actually in a meditative state. It's the same as when we're falling up to sleep. This is also a meditative state. And this is why meditation is so good for us when we're looking for answers and when we're strengthening our intuition, being intentional about it, asking for answers. We might not get this in a meditation, but we may come out of it, or we may get it within that 12 or 24-hour period. It means that we're more open to listening to it and to seeing it. And it will show up in messages outside of us more often than it will inside. And so for us, we've got to learn to remember, we've got to remember to actually listen to what we feel, to know that what we're getting is right, is definitely right for us. So I asked you all in the beginning about, how many of you find it really difficult recognizing intuitive messages or thoughts, or whether they're thoughts from the mind, and deciphering between the two of them. So this all comes down to energy, okay? Emotions. So emotions are energy. And so the definite two differences between your mind and your soul is your soul is all about the higher vibing energies and emotions, excitement, joy, happiness, peace, gratitude. Those are soul. That's your intuition speaking. The lower vibing emotions, they're all your brain. They're all your mind. All of those. So if you're feeling doubt or your fear or anxious, this is all your brain coming in going, hold on a moment, this is not cool. Last time we went into this situation, look what happened. Your brain is keeping you in survival. Your soul wants you to thrive. Survive, thrive. What's going to be better for us? Our soul knows that thriving is way better for us. And so it's stepping out of that anxiety. Yes, say to your brain, hey, I get this. You've kept me safe for a long time, but this is not where I want to be. This is not good for me. So that's how you can tell the difference between the two. The monkey mind also comes in after the first 10 seconds. So if you feel excited or happy, or there's something that oh, this feels good, and then your brain will kick in, and you'll start, like you've talked about it tonight, overthinking, because you've been sitting on it for too long. So if you don't act on it straight away, your brain's going to come in and go, oh, but remember this, you remember what happened last time. Yeah, that's the monkey mind, and it's going to keep you there. And that's where the confusion comes in around what is the intuition and what is my brain. So the other thing that the brain does is it stops us from taking risks. And our soul wants us to take risks. That's how we evolve. We don't evolve if we listen to our brain. Okay. So this is also where intentional intuition comes in. It's about staying in state and staying in that beautiful space. And this is a really important thing. When we talk about staying in state, how do we do this? We do this by staying in those higher vibing emotions. So think of something. I'm just going to take you through a little exercise right now. Think of something that is stressful, something in your life that's causing you stress right now. What is it that's causing you stress? Think about that. How's it making you feel? And get right into that emotion. If it's a negative emotion, of course, stress will be. You'll be feeling frustrated, maybe worried, maybe doubtful, maybe overwhelmed. What is it that you're feeling? Stay in that emotion. Now, are you able to think of anything else except that stressful thing that you're thinking of right now? Of course we're not. So now change it to thinking of something that brings you joy, happiness, peace, gratitude. And if you can't think of that at the moment, think about something that you're grateful for, something in your life that you're really grateful for. Because no one can think of anything negative or can go to a negative place when you're in gratitude. And another really good thing, how many of you know Tony Robbins? Tony Robbins is amazing. All you've got to do is put a smile on your face, put your shoulders back, and put out your chest, show everyone your boobs. You cannot feel low when you're smiling and your shoulders are back. You cannot feel low. And so you want to get into this state. And when you're in this state, then you want to ask yourself some questions. So ask yourself, what is my soul asking me to do? What does my soul want me to do right now? You'll know straight away. You'll feel it. And this is practice. Practice, practice, practice. This is what is going to get you practicing using your intuition all the time. We want to strengthen our inner voice. Remember, not go to the external every time. I'm just going to check out the chat. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, he's great. I love him. I love him, love him. Anyway, we're going to get distracted if we talk about how awesome he is. And the other thing is too, so stay in that peace, stay in that moment, and you will always be able to tune into your intuition. And this is practicing it. So I just want to tell you a little story that I had when I didn't listen to my intuition. So it was my grandson's first birthday a few months ago. And being his grandma, I've got this thing where I want to get the first grandchild in that family, I want to buy them a Buzzy Bee for their first birthday. It's just my thing. My mother did it and I did it as well. It's just my thing. And so I went to get him his present, and I went to find him this Buzzy Bee, and I had the feeling, don't get it, someone else has got it. And it was clear. It was a clear feeling, and I thought, no, I'm going to be really stubborn. This is my grandchild, and this is his first birthday, and I'm getting him a Buzzy Bee. And of course, what happened? Went to the party, gave him his present. Someone else had got him a Buzzy Bee. And I didn't listen to myself. And so now I don't feel quite so special as a grandmother because my grandson had already got a Buzzy Bee from someone else. So here's just a little example about when you have fine-tuned your intuition and you're used to using it, listen to it. It wasn't a negative feeling. It was a, hey, you might want to get something else because someone else has already got this for him, you know? And so there's just a little reminder. The more that we use that, the more that we tune into that, the more that we're able to know that our intuition is on point. Okay. So, Tammy, have we got Sin's story? We have. Okay, thank you. We're just going to go there. Hang on, just let me stop sharing my screen because I don't think. Here we are. Okay, Tammy, I'm just going to spotlight you, sweetheart. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, now everyone remembered Sin's little intro back then. So this is, even though this is Tammy, thank you, darling, this is Cinnamon's story, which is Tammy's actually Sin's sister. So thank you so much for sharing. This is a testimonial from her.
It's an honor to share this. So Cinnamon has sent in a little testimonial here that I'm going to share, and it goes a bit like this. When Tanya invited me to one of her courses years ago, I had no idea what it would unlock for me. Through my sessions with Tanya, I found ways to tap into my intuition like never before. Previously, my talents and messages would pop up only so often and extremely randomly. Since doing the program with Tanya, I am now able to access and use those talents readily at will. I love exploring all the different ways that you can explore and hone your talents, and Tanya really offers a lovely, safe, clear container to do this in. I highly recommend to anyone who might be curious about what other senses we have.
I love it. Thank you so much, Sin, and thank you for sharing, Tammy. Appreciate that. Beautiful. That was amazing. It was amazing. Thank you. Love it. I had so many beautiful testimonials, but so many ladies were not comfortable sharing. So I really appreciate you sharing, Sin. Oh, gorgeous Tammy, who you've just heard from. So I just want to share a little bit about Tams. So Tammy's a woman of many talents and a lover of life. A mother, grandmother, and friend to many, she embraces life and all its wonderful adventures. With an unquenched, intrepid spirit, she thrives on exploring new places, local or international. The more tropical, the better. As a bit of a homesteader, her happiest moments are spent creating in the kitchen, planting up the garden, or snuggling up with her soul buddies, her fur babies, which we don't see tonight. She connects deeply with the natural world around her on a spiritual level, feeling a profound sense of purpose. Her journey is guided by a desire to inspire others, share the joy of life's journey, and nurture her soul's growth through mindfulness and connection. Thank you, gorgeous. Now I'm going to actually spotlight you again. You already are. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you. I didn't realize I was still on spotlight. I nearly picked my nose. Hi guys. So yeah, my name's Tammy, and I definitely resonate a lot with what Tanya's saying tonight. It took me on a little bit of a journey myself, asking just about our spiritual background. I just thought I'd share that I was raised quite Christian up until I was about 6 years old, and then I watched my parents sort of fall apart and couldn't see the faith in it. So I kind of lost a lot of my faith through their divorce and separation, and then I really felt I didn't resonate with a lot of like religions through my life. So I spent most of my life really quite undecided, classed myself as atheist, and then probably 30 I came across Buddhism and started chanting and practicing as a Buddhist. But that was quite different because you weren't really encouraged to use your spiritual intuition. It was more discouraged, like using cards and things, because we weren't supposed to be getting messages to predict the future or anything like that. We were meant to let it come from inside us only. So it was quite a breakthrough for me, because I was quite a closed person spiritually. And I just want to backtrack a bit more. Myself and my sister, our grandmother was very intuitive. So Cinnamon, who I spoke for earlier, our grandma used to love to spirit write, and she used to love to read tea leaves, and she was very intuitive. She was always having conversations with the other side. And I did get frightened as a child. I felt some energy in the house that just made me shut down, and I would just always have my blinkers down, and I never wanted to see anything, but I knew it was there. So I had a real closed feeling about it in my heart. I was very worried about what I might see. And then later on as a child, we lived in another house where I could feel a really strong negative presence again. So my intuition was there, but I was in fear of it, and I was blocking it. So as I grew up, I felt very spiritual. I felt really connected on a nature level to the universe and the spiritual energy of life. But I wasn't using any of the tools. So when I met Tanya, when I first met her, she was in a job caring for our mum, who was very unwell. And my first impression was that she wasn't your average carer. She didn't look like what I expected. She looked like a little bit witchy poo, a little bit different, you know? And so I thought quite quirky, but I didn't really connect with her at that time. I connected with her probably over the next couple of years, because my sister and her stayed in touch. And over the next couple of years, I got to know her a little bit better. And then we were invited to her spiritual group. So we all did live in Kapiti at the time, and I know I attended several of her classes, and just it was so different from what I expected. One thing about Tanya was, like, for me, one thing that didn't resonate with me and spirituality was people that were way too woo-woo and spiritual to the wazoo and just like dripping in it and physically obviously very spiritual. It kind of put me off. And so I really resonated with Tanya because she was just actually so down to earth, you know, like I said, a little quirky, but not like woo-woo out there goddess vibes and stuff. Goddess in a really beautiful way, but not an extrovert way. And I really liked that. That appealed to me. I felt at home and I felt relaxed with her. So, you know, so that for me put me at ease and helped me open up, because I was very close to the idea of, I wasn't able to meditate easily. My idea of meditation was going for a walk and looking at the sky and just kind of taking in the universe, but I wasn't doing anything intentional. So, you know, yeah, I went along to the meetings with Tanya with just no real expectation and just ready to kind of break through some self-limiting beliefs. And she really helped me with that. I had my first ever really incredible meditation experience with her. She's very good at her, you know, coached meditations where she talks you through it. And I had some really amazing, you know, visual things come to me. And then after the session, we talked about a few things that had appeared and a few symbols, and it really became aware to me that I was getting messages and I just needed to open up and listen and take them in. So she really helped me with that. And I just got a couple of little notes here. You know, the other thing I really liked about her was she's just straight to the point. It was just no shit. She just kept telling me I needed to trust my gut and that I had this intuitive power that I needed to, you know, just listen to more. She's very good at just, you know, guiding in a gentle but firm way. And you know, she just made me feel like I had a confidant. You know, I went to her also for some tarot readings, and her guidance and wisdom was always really good because she wasn't telling me anything, she was just suggesting things, and then also leaving it open to me about what it was I was going to do about it or anything like that as well. So yeah, I do relate to the Dear Tanya thing that you were sharing earlier, Tanya, because I think that's me quite a bit. I have over the past few years, like it's been 6 years since then, I think, between 5 to 6 years since we had those sessions together. And since then I have gone to Tanya on several occasions when I just need a little bit more clarity and guidance about situations in my life and things as well. And I really love her sound advice. It's always just real firm and clear, and she'll always just suggest but not tell. So my experience with Tanya has, you know, it's grown into a lifelong connection, and I'll always go to her for guidance if I need it. I think she's kind of like I wouldn't say the mum because she's close to my own age, but the wise woman that I always needed. So thank you for listening. That's my share. And I could talk all night, but I'll leave it there because it's Tanya's. Again, thank you, Tans.
Thank you so much, gorgeous. I really appreciate you. Okay, so ladies, we're just back to our presentation now. Thank you so much, Tammy. Such a beautiful testimonial. Oh, we have our gorgeous lady of the hour. So, Tonia, I love this woman. We met as businesswomen actually a little while ago. We were trying to figure out how we met, you know, but we've really connected on a soulful level as well. So I just want to share a little bit about Tanya. So Tonia is passionate about bringing balance to body, mind, and spirit. She combines and offers a fusion of meditation, relaxation, energetic coaching, body movement, Reiki healing, spiritual readings, and women's circles, just to name a few. She calls it Zen'd out bliss. Doesn't it sound beautiful? Don't we all want that? When Tonia became a Wu Tao relaxation practitioner in 2007, things really started to evolve for her and her own growth as a spiritual and energetic healer. After becoming a life coach in 2016, she opened up many more opportunities to bring clarity and enhancement to many clients' lives by incorporating her well-being and energetics principles into her coaching process. She is qualified in Reiki healing and chakra balancing, meditation, tarot, and is currently training to be a trauma healing coach. Her goddess circle, held at her mindful moon sanctuary, is ever growing and a place for like-minded women to gather and enjoy some me time, whilst calming the body and mind with the elixir of cacao and relaxation breath work, plus some enhancing tarot coaching sessions snuck in there each week. So beautiful. I would love it if you would take yourself off mute and I will find you and
There we
spotlight
go.
you.
I am
Hello.
unmuted. Hello.
You
Oh,
have
wow.
the floor. Please share.
What an introduction. Thank you so much. Um, I was actually thinking, Tans and myself, hi everyone. Tans and myself caught up a couple of weeks ago and we were trying to brainstorm how we sort of met. And then I was thinking, I'm sure it was when I started my women's circle. And as most of you know, who know Tans was going through something, quite life-changing a couple of years ago, and you wanted to come to circle. And we'd been messaging backwards and forwards, and circumstances changed for you, and you never ended up coming to circle. However, we've just kept in touch. And it's been awesome, and I've followed your journey, and you're very inspirational, super inspirational, in fact. And I loved listening to you. You were just talking earlier, and you were just asking us all about, how do you feel intuitive, and just listening to your story was just so amazing. You've had such an amazing journey to get where you are today, and I'm so excited for you to launch tonight, because there's not only just us ladies that are online, but we're going to go away from tonight and we're going to be, this is what we've done tonight. Do you want to get some more of this that we've just all tapped into? So I'm really looking forward to being part of your journey as you go further into opening up the academy, and I'm very excited. And thank you for everyone as well who's here tonight. I've been sort of looking at the messages and seeing everyone is from all over New Zealand. Some are further than New Zealand, which is great. And it's great to meet you all, even though it is online. And I love your story, Tammy, about the dripping and the woo-woo. I just thought that was just so good. So yeah, that is, well, Tan said a bit about me. I've lived in New Zealand for 23 years, and I've had a very long journey through spirituality and being connected to spirit since I was much younger. My dad was a staunch Catholic and my mother was a Protestant, and they had to get married twice to have their marriage actually, seen by both churches. And one of the things that they had said when they eventually had children in their lives was that they would not put religion down their, like put them down the path of religion. They were able to choose. So my brother and myself have always been able to choose what we have gone through and what spirituality or religion that we have tapped into over the years. So that is a bit about me. I have had a really crazy viral thing going on with my throat for about 6 months. So hopefully I get through tonight's session without coughing or spluttering, and that you guys can understand and hear me all good. Thanks. Tons. Do you want me to now do bits, or what do you want to do, or chat more, or
share away what you were going to share about energy and please.
So tonight I'm going to talk about energy, and we are all energy. So before we do that, we're just going to take a little bit of a time and just shake it away of, we've been sitting for a little bit, and we're just going to get in the mode, and we're just going to take the next 2 minutes just for you. So you can just sit where you are or stand if you feel. But what we're going to do is we're just going to stand or relax. And we're just going to come comfortably into our bodies. And you're welcome to close down your eyes just to take that breath in. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in into the belly, into the chest, into the nose, and just breathe it out. I'm going to do again. So up into the belly, into the chest, into the nose. And as we go slowly next time, into the belly, into the chest, and into the nose. And just take this minute just to affirm to yourself, it feels so good to be taking this time for myself. It feels so good to be adjusting my alignment. It feels so good to be at ease in my body. It feels so good to just be bringing in this replenishment. It feels so good to be going back to my source energy. And how wonderful is it that I can just get to do this today, right now, with all these beautiful women in this present moment. And so be it, and so it is. So, thank you. So I am going to talk tonight just a little bit about dealing with other people's energies. So I want you to pop in the chat if you go into, say, a work meeting and you just come out of there feeling drained, or you go to a shopping center and you feel absolutely drained. You go to a family function, you feel drained. You go to a particular place and you just, for some reason, cannot put your finger on why you're feeling off kilter, or what it is about why your energy or why your self is just feeling, oh my God, I just feel like I just want to go to bed, or oh man, I just feel so down, or it's just your whole energy shift has shifted. So I'm just seeing all the chats. Yeah, yes, yeah, everyone just feels like that. And it's crazy, because it's like you walk into that meeting or you walk into that event and you go in there and your batteries are charged and full and you're just raring to go, and you are, you're on form, and all of a sudden, like, your battery is just going, oh no, what's going on? And yeah, so yes, Monique, you absorb other people's energies, and we do. And that is an exercise that I'm going to teach you guys tonight. So it's just a small exercise that you guys can do if you are going into those situations. And yeah, I'm like you, Keris, I'm very sensitive to people's frequencies. I can pick up different things that people might be thinking, or also that, their energy, or if they're feeling off, and then it sort of sometimes projects onto myself. So over the years, I'm just going to read it. I know I'm bad for projecting mine when I'm too low too. Yes, so that's one of the things I was also going to talk about. So it works both ways, in that when we are not tapped into source, or when we are not having our great energy connection to the earth, we also might become what we know as energy vampires, because we are also going, oh my God, I need a little bit more energy. So we're in turn doing the same. So it's back and forwards. However, there are some people that know that they feed off that energy resource, and they are the true energy vampires. And those are the people that you want to do this exercise to, or towards, not to. That's not putting something onto someone. It's more like making sure that you are protected in your own energy bubble and protected in your own selves. So yeah, I see, oh, I love it, all in this chat. Where like, let me know, where do you feel that? Like, is it if you go into, yeah, it could be even, we're all on Zoom tonight. So, I mean, a lot of people will have to work from home these days. They could even do it from the Zoom meeting or in-person meetings. I know I'm definitely one for in-person meetings that picks it up. So and you just want to pop in the chat. But what I'm going to do is, the reason that we are energy. So we are energy. We have this energy source. We are electrical beings. That's why we get electric shocks. We can feel electrical impulses from things. If we have our headphones on too long, if we have our phone to our ear too long, if we're on the computer too long, we do get energetically drained just from those electronic devices because of ourselves being energy. Oh, bye, Tammy. Thank you. It was lovely to meet you. Yep, so we've got group situations where people are talking. Yes, loud. I also, are there some people that actually can hear vibration from energetic things, from like plugs or plug points, or yeah. So very sensitive to the clairaudience. So coming back to how our energy flows. So for us to be connected, we always need to be connected from the earth, so Mother Earth, and from the sky, Father Sky, where we bring the energy from the earth up and the energy from the cosmos and the universe down, and we actually become a conduit. See you, Christina. We actually become a conduit, and our bodies become the conduit of the energy. Yeah, I hear electrical plugs all the time, get migraines. Yes, so yeah, so you guys are resonating with all of this. So how we can connect and reconnect ourselves, we can just take that moment just to, sit quietly, and I will show you an exercise. I'll do it in a very short format and brief form of how it is, because we always need to be connected. We always need to have that energy. So I had also just written a couple of notes about everything and seeing what everyone's breathing, migraines. It's like I'm looking at battery. Yeah, that's crazy. All right. So let us get ourselves nice and connected. So what I want you to do is, we're just going to imagine, if you are sitting, when we're breathing the energy up, you can imagine it coming through. If you've got your feet on the ground, imagine the energy coming up through your feet. Or if you're sitting on the ground, let it imagine coming up through your tailbone. And then we're going to bring the energy down as we do the breathing out. No battery. That's so funny. All right, so we're just going to take a moment, and we're going to center ourselves, and we're going to take a nice breath in. So we're going to breathe it up from the earth, bringing it all the way up into the belly, into the chest, into the nose. And we're going to imagine the energy as we go all the way up to the cosmos. And then we're going to bring it down, and bringing down the energy, bring it down into our center, and then back down into the earth. So if you do this sitting quietly a few times, just imagine it every time. So you're bringing up the energy from below, and then you're bringing the energy down from above. And that's where the saying, as below, as above, so below. So we're bringing everything into the center. And then what we can do before we go into these situations, or before we know that we're walking out that door for the day to have quite an electrical charge day, what we can do is we can just bring into that center and bring in the energy into the heart space. And then just imagine the energy of your heart space with each breath just going a little bit wider. So every time you breathe in, and then we breathe out your energy field. And we breathe in a little bit more. And then you can breathe out your energy field. And with each time, imagine this energy field coming out and breathing your arms out. And then put your arms out And eventually you will feel this sort of warm cocoon around the ends of your hands. If you don't worry, it can come with practice. You'll feel this energy at the end of your hands. And then just imagine this cocoon around you, like this massive energy field. You can create it in any color that you like as well. So just you feeling the vibration of this energy field, and that is your energy field. So that's how far it goes. Some people's energy fields are much wider. Some people's energy fields are much closer. And that's why we feel when we have people come into our space physically, standing in the line at the shop, or standing, somewhere over you at work, someone standing behind you. So that's just your energy space. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring it back into our heart, and then we're going to breathe it back out. And then at the ends of each of our hands, which is the end of your energy field, we're going to imagine that we have a mirror on the outside, and then we have a mirror on the inside. So it's like the double mirror effect. So what we're reflecting out is reflecting out. We're ascending, return to sender. And what we have on the inside, it's just magnifying. So imagine like a hall of mirrors, but you have mirrors on the inside, mirrors on the outside. So it's pushing it out. So every time you feel you want to expand that energy, you just breathe it further out and return it out, return to sender, but I'm amplifying within my energy space, within my energy bubble, and just amplify it out. And bring it back. And before you go into the situation, just imagine that you've still got that haze, that protective bubble around you, around your body. And then you're just going to bring your breath back into the center. And then we're going to shoot it down into the earth. So we're just going to bring it down. So if you're sitting, it's going to go down through your tailbone, and imagine that its roots anchoring you to the ground. And if you're seated or standing with your feet on the ground, when you're bringing back the energy into the heart, bring it back down. Down into the earth. And then just bringing awareness back into the body. You might feel, if you energetically have feeling, you might feel that you've still got this little fuzzy energetic ball around your body before you go into that meeting or into the place that you are going to be feeling that you're going to connect with the vibes or get the vibes from the energy, people that suck our energy. So next time you do that, just let me know in the chat how you're feeling. Also, first of all, just doing this exercise on a very quick and very short basis. But also try it next time that you go out to somewhere. Just give it a try. There's also another exercise that I do, and I love to do it actually when I come home from work, is because you've had anything, you've been really busy, you've been busy out, you might have gone and put petrol in your car, you've gone to the shop quickly after work, or you've done the kids, you've dropped them off, and you're just feeling that you've got so much energy going on, and you're going, actually, you know what? I don't want to bring the energy into my house. So at your front door, give yourself a shake, give it all a shake, flick it off, give it a shimmy, as though you know, about to give it a dance, and just go, I release any energy that's not mine. I'm not going to bring it into my home. I'm not going to bring it into my family space. I'm not going to bring it into my own, my beautiful space where I'm going to come into my house and cook dinner, if it's dinner time, or make lunch, or bring the kids home from school. It's just releasing that, Oh my goodness, there's so many messages. I'm looking here. There's just so many different other things. So that's just a really tip of the iceberg, quick fire way of just sending back to sender, send back to sender the energy that you don't want to carry around for the day. There are quite a few other exercises that I do have. But yeah, let me know. Are you feeling good, ladies? How are we feeling after that? We've had such an awesome evening with all the different learning about intuition and learning about and listening to Tammy's stories as well. Feeling great. Yeah, so that is just a really very short way to connect, and also just to sort of close before I hand you guys back to Tanya, you know, just come back and just take that breath back and just go, okay, and bring it into the belly, bring it into the chest, up to the nose, up through the head into the cosmos. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling focused. I'm feeling strong. I'm divine. I'm certain of my, you know, when I'm going into this exercise or into this room, into this meeting, I'm clear and I'm powerful, because we are. Ladies, we are so powerful. We are so much more powerful than I think we know in a lot of instances. And just like Tanya was talking about earlier, we're so much more powerful in our intuition that, you know, people just don't know. And you get that nudge, exactly like the Buzzy Bee story. You get that nudge, and then you get to the place and you go, oh, I should have listened. Or, you know, and this is a funny story. You get dressed in the morning and you put on the bra and you go, shit, this bra doesn't feel good. And then you're driving and you're going, oh my God, I should never have worn this bra today. So it's just as simple as that. Or, you know, you put your knickers on and you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have worn these today. So it's just that intuition feeling. So yeah. Curious, feeling great, awesome to hear, nice to be amongst an environment of like-minded people. Yes, absolutely. It's so lovely. Yeah, girl power. So really awesome. So thank you, Tanya, for leading me to just do my little bit and to meet everyone. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
beautiful, for sharing so much value.
Thank you.
So much incredible value. You're just amazing. So we have a little surprise. So you know how I said originally that we have some giveaways? So we have a giveaway. This beautiful woman, Tonia, is actually giving away a Reiki session, a 30-minute Reiki session. Now, if you don't live in the local area, you're probably going, but how's that going to work? She can do it by Zoom. How exciting is that? So for all of you ladies who are on here right now, because for those who have left, that unfortunately they've missed out, but for all of you ladies who are on here right now, can you pop in the chat if you want a Reiki session for free? Pop in the chat, yes, you want one, and tell us why you want one. And Tonia is going to pick one of you with the best reason. Good luck. Go for it. I can't wait to see the answers.
I'm just gonna unmute. Oh my goodness, there's so many beautiful comments.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm wondering, I am gonna go.
Oh, my chat.
I think I am actually gonna go because I've got all of you guys like on the top of my screen, and I'm gonna choose a number. How is that? And whatever number I'm resonating with, I'm going to count on top of my screen who is the person. How is that? I am always open for and available for Reiki sessions, but this one is definitely a freebie. So what I am going to do is I am going to, oh, I love all the chakra colors. Beautiful. Busy mama of 9. Okay.
All these reasons, ladies, are great. They're really great.
They are, they're beautiful. Yeah. Okay. I am going to just, as we've been doing tonight, ladies, I am going to tap into my intuition. Okay. And I'm all tingly. I am going to go with the person who is number 7 on the top of my screen. So I'm going to, so I'll tell you who comes up on my, so it's Tanya and Tanya, Tamara, Joe. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I've got Gail, Paula, and Marlene. So it's Marlene is number 7.
And
Marlene.
you said you like the chakra colors. She was the chakra
Oh my
color
gosh.
girl.
Are you my chakra lady? Okay, there we go. Oh,
Well
that's so
done,
awesome.
Marlene. It's
Okay,
exciting
so
for me.
Marlene, I'm going to share my, thank you so much. I am going to share my, what I'll do when we finish, I'll share my email address and you can get hold of me, or you can just get hold of me as well on my mobile or just via Tanya or messages. So yes, so that was it. Yeah,
I will get you in touch.
counting all the
I will
pictures.
get you in touch with Marlene. I'll get you in touch with Tonia, and you can
Yeah,
sort that
I
between
will
you. So
just
thank you.
go. I'll pop me in here because I've got some other things that I know I've got to share in here. So I'm going to pop that into there and I'm going to paste that. So that's me. That's me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Tonia, for sharing that, for giving
That's
that away. We
that's-
do have another giveaway.
I know. I was going to say, Tanya's got some
you.
exciting stuff going on here. I've got more
Yeah.
shares. I've got to share more stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing tonight, Tonia. That was amazing. That was really amazing. I know lots of people got a lot out of it. So I'm just going to remove that and go back to our share screen. Okay, so we've had our giveaway. Exciting. So
I've lost everyone.
here's a little, oh, you probably have because I've taken it off and put the presentation on. Sorry, darling. So
Okay.
is your soul calling you to grow? So there are some signs here. Now, often these signs come up when you're going through a spiritual awakening or you have been through a spiritual awakening. Are you extra sensitive to energy right now? So are you noticing that you're feeling the changes and the energy in the planet? Are you noticing other people's energy more as you enter the room? Are you finding that you're kind of a little bit out of sorts? You're a little bit, more emotional than you are normally, like little shifts in energy. Are you more sensitive? If this is you, pop in the chat. Yes, that's me. That's what I'm going through at the moment. Keris, look at you. 100%. So the next one, are you in crisis or have you just come through a crisis? So this can look like anything. This can be a health crisis, a relationship crisis, anything that in your life right now, or that you've just been through, that you've come out of and you feel like you're a different person, or you may still be going through it right now. You don't really know, feeling a bit confused about where you're at and how you get through this. Yeah, you're in it. Come through it. So many of you trying to survive a crisis. So, and these crises can go on for quite a while. They can go on for like months, years sometimes, or it can be, less time than that. Something has shifted in you, and this might be since you've come out of a crisis, you feel different. Something has changed inside you and you feel like a different person. You feel like you're doing something different, that something's left you, that you've grown. It's almost like you've grown like overnight, but it's not overnight. It's because you've just been through a crisis. Is that you? So many messages here. So many. Yes, Tarbs, you are healing, darling. Another thing that you notice when you're going through a spiritual awakening is you notice synchronicities. So you notice little things like music, like especially if you've got people who have passed over in your life and they want to connect with you to support you through it. You'll notice maybe music comes up at certain times that reminds you of somebody. You notice the angel numbers. Who knows who has angel numbers? You notice signs. If you are someone who has signs that pop up, you notice people turn up in your life when you're thinking about them. So these are becoming more available to you. It's more noticeable than what it normally is. Angel numbers. And when it's the same, feathers. When it's the same numbers all the time, we will never stop growing and learning, Keris. Never, ever. Never, ever, honey. And 111, the ones are such beautiful numbers because it's all about your growth and all about your purpose. So the next thing is, have you just released or you're releasing toxic people or situations? So have you just said goodbye to some people in your life you just don't want them in your life anymore? Or have you just changed a really difficult situation? Have you stepped out of a relationship that was really toxic to you? What is it that you have stepped away from, that you've said goodbye to? This is another sign that you're growing, and it's a really beautiful thing. Your soul wants you to be in a better place and to step into your purpose. You're drawn to new things. So there's new things happening in your life, or new things turning up in your life. Maybe it's this launch tonight. Maybe it's this opportunity to grow yourself. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's a new pathway. Maybe you want to start a new career, go off in a whole different direction. Are there some new things happening in your life? And the biggest one, there's a deep sense of purpose. And not everyone gets this. Do you feel like you want to grow? Do you feel like your soul wants you to grow really badly, but you don't know what that looks like? So many of us go through that. Yep, Kira says, yep. Look at all those yeses. Look at all those yeses. Love it, ladies. Well, I got good news for you. But first of all, we've got the gorgeous Tanya. There's another Tanya. Yes. So she's going to share a testimonial as well. I just want to introduce this beautiful woman. So Tans is a single mum of 3 living in the Hawke's Bay. She's currently working with like-minded people in a retail shop selling crystals, incense, tarot, etc. She's in her happy place.
Definitely.
Tanya describes it as her perfect job, as she is social and a spiritual girl and loves to meet new people. She often has strangers tell her their life story, something she's experienced from a young age. She always thought she had healing energy and was told she's a good listener, making it easy for people to share things with her. She is an empath and has learnt not to take on energy of others, but has developed her empathic and intuitive side to feel more confident. She has strength in helping others to heal through her empathic abilities. So, sweetheart, I'm so excited to have you on tonight.
Hey, hi girls. How's it going?
I'm just going to spotlight you so everyone can see you. Hi, Tans. Do you want to share away, sweetheart?
Hey, how's it going? So, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous talking, but anyway, I met Tanya I was trying to work that out. I think it was 6 or 7 years ago. Funnily enough, online. A meme came up about like being an empath, and I always thought it was a hindrance for me because you kind of take on people's energies, and working in retail, you do get a lot of grumpy bums that do share their life story with you, but can also just the energy about them you end up wearing it and can just put you in a downer. And actually when I met Tanya online, I was probably not in the best frame of mind. I'd come out of a horrible marriage and wasn't doing the greatest. And she'd put a comment on a reply to my comment saying that it was a hindrance. And she goes, if you learned how to, something along those lines, if you learned how to use that as a gift rather than a hindrance, would you be interested? Something along those lines. And I said, well, yeah. And then we PM'd, and from there, I met Tanya and I went and attended some of her workshops, which really opened my eyes, because I always had that part of me that was spiritual. I grew up Catholic, with my parents were Catholic, and as a kid I went to church, and I mean I just sat there in church and, to be honest, found it quite boring. but I was always quite interested in the spiritual world. I was always very interested into like the ghosty side of things, if that makes sense. And I had an experience when I was a teenager staying at my grandmother's house with her cat passed away when I was looking after it, and it haunted me, and I was freaked out at the time, but I didn't really have a reason to be scared because it's a cat. But it did things like jumped on the bed and there's no cat there, and I was like, I was freaking out. But anyway, long story short, I always knew I had this part of me like psychic, or could sense things. And when I went to these workshops and met other like like-minded people, you know, not that I felt alone in it, but it was, you could talk about it and be yourself around people without feeling like you were low-key crazy. Like, I don't know. There's certain people I couldn't really share that with, like, if you can get what I mean. And then developing on that, one of the things we did in her workshop, which I remember, was we were to bring a pressed flower and leave it in an envelope at the bottom of your stairs. And we all went upstairs, and during our session, we all got an envelope each, and we pulled the flower out, and we had to just, what came first to mind, you know, talk about what comes to mind, what first comes to mind. And I remember this because straight away, I just pulled the energy of the person that the flower did belong to, and certain things about her house, and I don't know, it just came to mind, and I was accurate with all of it. And it was just things like that that I hadn't really developed on, which I did through these workshops with Tanya. So yeah, I found it really valuable, these workshops. And I also learnt tarot, which not only just learning the cards, but like picking up on the energy from the cards too, reading the energy from people. And yeah, I've learnt a lot, and a lot about myself as well. My intuition developed a lot better. Like, I've actually got a quite switched on one. I should listen to it more sometimes. I think I've said that to you, Tanya. Like, I used to second guess myself a lot, which I don't do as much now. Things that used to really freak me out, like moving house next couple of weeks, I'm freaking out. But then I remind myself, I've done this before, I've got this. But it's just, I don't know, it just kind of changed the way I kind of think. Like, I believe in myself, and I know that everything's going to fall into place. And that was something I never really used to do. And doing the workshops, it kind of helped me work on my own self-development, if that makes sense. So yeah, it made me, it helped a lot with my self-worth actually, too. So yeah, I'm trying to put it all in.
Thank you, beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know
Thank
if
you.
but
I
this
know.
went on for ages actually, but trying to pinpoint certain things that I took, because
Yeah.
really it's very valuable what I got from the workshops, more than I'd ever think. And making these new connections with people as well is just so valuable, you know. You learn and you grow from other people, and you meet people. I always have this belief that you meet people for a reason. And, you know, and I've grown a lot since meeting Tanya through my own personal development in the workshops as well, and going forward. Yeah. So
Thank you so much, darling. I know you were so nervous, and look at you
I
rocking
probably
it.
talked too much. I hope that all made sense.
No, thank you so much. It was just
Thank you for
perfect.
listening.
Yeah. It was just lovely. Thank you. So I'm just really aware of the time now, ladies. I'm sorry to keep you so long. I was hoping to be done by now. There is another giveaway coming, so stay on till the end. We're just about there. So I just want to share a little bit about Soul Academy. So what are we? What you're probably wondering, what is Soul Academy? Soul Academy, these are our pillars. This is what we teach. This is what I will be teaching you. So our pillars are awareness, development, mastery, and empowerment. So awareness is awakening your gifts through strengthening your intuition, meditation, and practice. So that's what I will be doing, is teaching you to become aware of your own intuition, on how meditation will help you, and then practicing those things on a regular basis. What is development? Development means education, tools, and support to nurture and enhance your abilities. So many women that I speak to don't actually understand what their abilities are. They don't know what they're really good at. All they know is they want their soul to grow, but they don't know what that looks like. And so that's what I teach, is I help you to discover what that is and help you to develop that. Mastery. Mastery is about encouraging consistent practice and advanced education and techniques to refine those gifts. So there will be opportunities in our Soul Girl community for you to do mastermind workshops and development workshops, but also mastermind workshops where you can learn to refine and develop those skills that you've got even more. And then, of course, empowerment, which is the next step. This is where I'll be fostering your confidence and purpose to integrate your gifts into your lives and other people's lives effectively. So if you feel like you're psychic and you want to learn how to give other people readings, that's what I can teach you to do. If you feel like you're really good at healing, or you want to learn how to heal, then that's what I can teach you to do. So in a nutshell, that's what the Soul Academy will be. What does the Soul Girl community look like? So Soul Academy is the overarching business model. It's the educational part of it. The Soul Girl community is our community part of it. So this is a community on a platform, on an online platform, where there is opportunity for you to grow just through that. What will you get as from being a Soul Girl community? Being in the Soul Girl community, what will you get? You'll get live psychic guidance every week. You'll get live tutorials and guest speakers on topics relating to spiritual practice and growth. So I will be inviting guest speakers in, but I will also be teaching you, giving you tutorials on those live streams as well. There'll be live Q&A calls. So if you've got any questions around anything spiritual, you can ask questions on these calls. There'll be little fun challenges. I've got lots of ideas around little things that we can do to help you ladies grow just through doing fun little challenges, things that don't take up too much time, but that help you to develop. There'll be opportunities for beginner courses, workshops, and advanced master classes. So this is what we were talking about before. There will be an opportunity for you to become part of a beginner course. And there'll be workshops offered, and there'll also be advanced mastermind classes where you will get the opportunity to grow those skills that you've learned in the beginner's class. You may already be past the beginner and stepping into your mastermind. And if that's you, then this could work for you as well. You'll be in a supportive and a safe community. And I know Tanya talked a lot about how important connected to other people and how much we learn when we're connected with other like-minded women. This is a really important part to me, and what's important to me is having a connected community. I really want women to feel safe that they can grow and share with other women who are like-minded. The other thing is you can grow at your own pace. So you don't have to join into anything. You can just be part of the community and share at your own pace. There is no pressure to be part of anything or to do anything. If you don't want to engage or interact, you don't have to do that. So this is all up to you in your own safe space. And there is more coming. So I have so many amazing ideas going around in my head, but I don't want to dump it all to start with, because I don't want it to be an overwhelming space for you either. So there's so much more coming. Watch this space. Tonight, we have some special launch offers. So for those of you ladies, well done on being here still, by the way. I know lots of ladies have left, but well done that you're still here. Who brought a friend tonight? Who has a friend on this call tonight? Anyone? No one brought a friend? If anyone who brought a friend and had a friend here tonight on this launch, you'll receive a 20-minute reading from me. So if you did bring a friend, please pop in. You don't have any friends, Kira. Oh, that's so funny. But if you did bring a friend, send me a message and let me know. Send me a message on Messenger, and I'll let you, and we will talk. So another offer that we have tonight is you can become a founding member. What is a founding member? A founding member is our first members, our first ladies who want to be part of something new and exciting. It means that you get the opportunity to be a voice to shape our community. So you get to be part of giving me ideas around what you want your community to look like. What do you want to learn? What do you want to see? What do you want your community to look like? And this is really important to me, because I feel it's not all about me. A community is women together, is lots of women together. That's how I want this to be. It's not about me saying what I will be teaching. Sure, I've got an idea around what I want to teach, but I feel it's really important that everyone feels that they have a say and that they're learning what it is that they want to learn. There are only 30 spots available for a founding member. What happens? So tonight, you can become a VIP founding member for $20 a month. That is it. That's it. $20 every month. That price will never go up. As a thank you for being a founding member and supporting your community and sharing your ideas and your opinions around what you want that to look like, that's a thank you from me. The $20 a month will never change. So if I put my other prices up, they will never go up. Once those 30 spots have been filled, then they'll be closed off and the price will go up to $27 a month, which is exciting, right? We will need to have your memberships in and all set and ready to go before Monday, the 22nd of July, because that's when we are starting everything up. That's when everything is going to be rocking and rolling. Exciting. Now you sign up tonight and you will receive $10 off, a $10 off voucher for the month of August. So not only will you get in as a VIP at $20 a month, next month it will only be $10. But that's tonight. So you've got to get in tonight only. After tonight, it'll be $20. So Tonya, I think, is going to pop in the chat the link for you to subscribe to the founding membership. Exciting. So hopefully you've popped that in there. You have. Thank you so much, my darling. So if you decide that you want to sign up and you can't do it tonight, as long as it's done before Monday, then you'll get it in for that price. Another thing, if you want to be part of knowing what our events are, making sure that you're getting all the information, subscribe to our mailing list. For those of you who haven't subscribed to our mailing list already, what I will do is send me a message. I actually haven't got this link. Whoops, I forgot to give it to you, Tonya. But send me a message and I will send you the link and you can just subscribe to our mailing list, which is really exciting. Okay, so, and now there is one last thing as a thank you for still being here tonight and for joining me, because I know it's been a long time. I am giving away one free membership for this month. One free founding membership for this month. Who wants it? Tell me in the chat that you want it and why you want it. And I'm gonna pick the person the answer that I feel is the right answer. Not the best one, but the right answer. I'm just going to follow my gut on this one, ladies. Okay, I'm not choosing favorites here. Me, please, sounds fascinating. You insights. You dreamed you joined last night. I love it, Bonds. Oh, that's so lovely. Oh, that's great. I love these. On a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Okay. Love these, ladies. Love these. Still waiting. I want to be in this bandwagon. Oh, charms. So cute. Okay. Okay, so those ladies who have said in the chat here that you want to win this. Oh, I love that, Kira's. I love that, darling. You know what? I think I might have to do okay, I think I might have to do the same thing as Tonya. I'm just gonna pick a number because I don't even know what order everything is in, but I'm just gonna pick a number, okay? So I'm just going to just give me a sec. For some reason I'm getting the number 8. Okay, I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen and we'll see who's on number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who have we got? 7. Stay. You want to You won it. Is that exciting? Did you want? Like, you don't look excited. So I'm thinking, okay, so did you not want to win? I'm sure you did put a little message in there. Oh, Stacey. Sorry, did I cut out? Sorry, ladies. Yes, that was Stacey. Stacey won it. I love all your answers. Honestly, I love them. Love them, love them. Yeah. Well done, sweetheart. I'm really happy for you. So what I'll do, honey, is I will send you the coupon code. And so when you sign up, and it ends on Sunday night, midnight Sunday night. So you'll need to put it in before Monday. Yeah, exciting. And I just want to say thank you so much to everybody for being on here tonight. Remember, if you want to get that $10 off tonight, you will need to sign up. So the $10 off, not for tonight, not for this month, but for August, you will need to sign up tonight. Okay. And I will be keeping an eye on who's signing up tonight before midnight. Otherwise, we'll see you in the community on Monday. Excited. Save the link and we'll see you on Monday. Thank you so much, ladies. Have an amazing evening. Bye.